Hey, look at that. Look at that cab. 212. And it's a Flextone 212S with Line 6 made in USA speakers. I went ahead and ripped this thing out of the back because these things are stupid. It was basically saying that when you plug it into the left mono, or it turns into mono I should say, and uses both sides, and it turns it into a 4 ohm. That wasn't the case. Anytime I would just put one in here, it would still be 8 ohms and only going out of one speaker. And you know, it's supposed to be set up you can do 2 8 ohms here, and that worked fine if I plugged in both in parallel into an amp. But I never trust these damn things. Always take an ohm reader and check these things, because you could blow your amp if you don't do that. So I mean, it looks totally fine, right? But for whatever reason, it never switched into mono mode whenever I plugged into just one. So yeah, I mean, there's not much to it, right? It looks totally fine. I don't know, maybe this is hitting the trace over here. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I always take these damn things out because they're stupid anyways. And I just put my own in there, leave the other one open, and it works out just fine. So we're going to see what this sounds like with these speakers, and then we're going to change the speakers and see what it sounds like then too, just because I'm on this speaker kick. Let's do it. What is up, everybody? Today we got the Flextone cab, and yeah, I've been on this kind of like cab and speaker kick lately just because I get so much more variety in tone when it comes to the speakers and the cabs. So I thought it was fun to do this kind of stuff, and I just got this 212. It's a Flextone. I got it with a Bugera, which I'll have on the channel later. It's a 6260, so it's the version of the 5150, and also I have that 6262, which is the conversion that I did. Yeah, so we're just gonna play my 5153 through this thing. I got a E609 and SM57, and these speakers are the Line 6 custom made from Eminence. So they're Eminence speakers, so they're good speakers. But they were made for Line 6, made in the USA. So let's go ahead and hear what this sounds like, right? All right, so what I'm gonna try to do is do a riff that I can do in time without needing a metronome, and do it the same way the next time around. Anyways, let's go. I mean, that sounds pretty damn good, especially for Line 6 branded speakers. They're Eminences. I've never seen these before, and I think they only come in these Flextones. Or, you know, this is just the cab, but I think the Flextone amp has those in them too. The magnets aren't super huge, but what I am going to change it over to is this, like, a Celestion speaker and my XXX. So I'm going to do those two speakers because, you know, I love the XXX. That's something I have on my channel a lot, and it's a good reference point for me and for all you guys who come to my channel. So I'm going to just jam around on this a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and change the speakers and see what it sounds like. Hell yeah, let's go ahead and change the speakers. Just for those who are really anal about this, I did go ahead and mark them where the speaker or the mics are. So this is a mesh thing that just pops off. It has Velcro on the back. So I'm gonna take this apart, and this is gonna be one of the speakers, and I'll show you the other one, which is gonna be kind of a surprise. Something you guys have probably never heard before. Here it is. Look at this mother. Yeah, G12B150. You know where this came from? The JVM. So yeah, if you look it up in these combos, which this used to be a combo, converted that, this was in there. So I was thinking, it's like, damn, this is 150 watts handling? That's crazy. So I was really curious to see how this is. I definitely wanted to keep the speaker. And today we're going to try it out. We're going to try this one and this one. Let's go ahead and pop them in. There you go. Here's those speakers. Which these sound great, I think. Here's the code. Oops, put that down. There's the code. See, Eminence speakers. Yep. As you can see, that these magnets are definitely different. Wow. Oh man, these are hard to carry. So this should still come out to 4 ohms since they're both 8 ohms, which is funny because look at this. Even though this says 16 ohms right there, this is definitely 8 ohms whenever I measured it. See, it even says 16 right there. But no, it's 8 ohms on the ohm reader. And I've covered that before on my channel, that a lot of these are not right. But if I am right, this will come out to a total of 4 ohms since it's in parallel. Say that the make of this is actually really awesome. It's a very sturdy cab. I think the XXX has a rating of like, what is it, 70 watts? It's basically like a knockoff V30. And then this one being 150. And let's go ahead and triple check the ohms on this, because I want to show you guys. Do this and do that. The verdict, if it's 4 ohms, like 3.5 or 2 or whatever, that means that it is an 8 ohm. There you go. There we go. So yeah, it was labeled wrong. It says it was 16, but it's an 8. This wired in parallel is 4. All right, let's continue. Okay, now we're back. So this test is basically having the mics in the same position. You know, I put those little pieces of tape up there, so it's pretty damn close, you know, to what it was. And nothing was changed on the amp. Everything's the same except for the speakers themselves, for the most part. You know, there might be a little bit of difference in the mic position, and it might not even be the right position for these speakers to sound the best. But we're just going to go ahead and go with it and see what it sounds like. Go over to the red channel. There we go. Let's do the riff. Interesting. I don't think it sounds as big, which is kind of funny because I'm looking at the waveform right now, and the one that I guess that's a triple X, right? That's the Celestion. It's not as loud. That's interesting. Maybe it just needs more power to be driven more. So, I mean, that's not something I ever thought about, is if you got a widely different range of wattage, or, you know, I think this speaker's just fine as far as having no issues. So it's kind of funny that the waveform is a lot smaller than the Triple X one. Obviously, the Triple X is 70 watts, and then this Celestion's at 150. So hold on. So I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try to boost the volume on the amp and turn down the mic's pre's a little bit. So give me a second. Still trying to get the mic levels right here. I'm probably down on the 5 a little bit more. Okay, yeah, that's about right there. Interesting. I don't think it sounds as like beefy as it did before. No settings has changed. But like, I feel like I want to bring the presence down on this now. So let's try that. I would expect that I need to change the EQ for a different set of speakers, right? It just has a lot more top-end register, and they seem a little uneven as far as the volumes of the speakers, which is very interesting. Now, right here where it's EQ'd now, I like it a lot. And I don't have my headphones right now, so I can do the whole move around the mics and all that stuff to make it sound best for it. I just wanted to get on the same position, see what these sound like compared to the other speakers. So I'm just going to jam around on this, and then we're going to call it. And you guys tell me what you guys think of this too. Did you guys hear what I'm hearing too while I'm talking about this stuff? So yeah. All right, DMD out. Hope you guys liked it. It's always fun trying different speakers in a different cab. This one's a 212, you know, so I thought that'd be a lot of fun. So like and subscribe on the channel. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this, and I love seeing y'all's comments and everything. I'm sorry I've not been really good about getting back to all the comments, but keep doing it. I'll get there, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Oh, I wanted to do that riff after I'd done this EQ on the amp to compare that, because I don't know if that sounded that great for the first time around. So here it is after the EQ. That should be better. All right, so I went back and tried to use this other speaker setup. And I don't know, I didn't really like what I was hearing. So what I did is put one of the old speakers in, and then I still got my Triple X on here. So the Triple X is on the E609, and the Line 6 Eminence speaker is on the SM57. So let's go ahead and hear that now. Yeah, there's something about that low end, man. I'm digging that one. Anyways, that's it.